Hello and welcome to the Listening Post's unboxing channel on YouTube. Today I'm unboxing an exciting new bookshelf speaker from a wall brand, Wharfedale. They're Super Denton. Now Wharfedale of course have been producing speakers for utterly decades. Originally of course English, now they're manufactured all over the place. These are an excellent heritage speaker. So ignoring the entry-level products that Wharfedale do, what Wharfedale have managed to achieve is an excellent mix of aesthetic and performance in a classic character kind of bookshelf speaker. The Super Denton being somewhat the most compact of the first three-way bookshelf speaker. These are utterly stunning. We'll dive into the specs later and all those types of things, but you can see these are big bookshelf speakers. In fact, there's a pair in here, hence the box. They're pretty big. It's excellent to see that from a quality perspective, they're second to none. The entire heritage range will be available in 3 colour options. An excellent high quality walnut, an excellent high quality mahogany, and a basic sort of black ash. Now these are in black ash just to help identify that even in that relatively boring subtle colour, they can still produce an excellent sounding speaker. So let's have a look. Right, so tipping it forward for a second, we've got Wharfedale Super Denton. We've got a screen print of what the speakers look like loosely once they're out, along with some Wharfedale information designed and engineered in the UK. Another line drawing, and on one end a couple of things that are important. We've got the scannable information associated with the model and serial number, and Wharfedale's commitment to a 3-year warranty. Excellent to see. Opening these very straightforward, as most things nowadays. They are sealed closed with basic clear packing tape. A couple of nicks and a little swap, and we're in. Now, first thing we see before we go too far is the user manual. So the speakers themselves are protected in closed cell foam, and in it we've got sort of a wallet. If I turn it round, you'll see that it has a tag, a set of cotton gloves, and the 3M little stick-on bump-ons if these speakers are sitting on a flat surface. The information is associated solely with Super Denton, and it's lovely to see that they've invested in a little bit of sort of pedigree paperwork to go with it, so that's cool. Like anything that's relatively large, I'm always going to recommend that you roll the box over and take the relatively light box off the heavy product rather than trying to sort of monster it out. Carefully lifting it. Now please, of course, there's the other half of the closed cell foam in the back, of course, and off it goes. Now, we're left with 2 speakers. Of course, they're both identical, so I'll just carefully put one of those off to one side. I'll lift the other one out, and we're going to concentrate on it today. Again, cut closed cell foam, excellent as far as preserving this product and ensuring it arrives to you in one piece. It's worth noting the doubling up means that the corners and other things that are commonly affected by impact damage are brilliantly protected. Now, opening the next part is very straightforward. It's a sellotaped closed clear plastic bag. Removing that part of it is pretty straightforward, and it reveals that there is a piece of cardboard at the front of the speaker to help protect it. Actually, I'll open up the poly bag first. Again, simple nick, and the protective poly bag can be easily removed as well. Rolling it over. By the way, first look of the quality of the finish. Again, I kind of told you this is a boring black, and it is kind of compared with the mahogany and walnut. But what we'll see is an attention to detail, even with their black finish. in the bag, and then, look, I'll just nick that, let's drag it off, the last of the poly paper. There's a little desiccant bag to ensure it stays dry. So there's our first look of this Super Denton. The grill can be taken off, it's relatively straightforward. It's magnetic and acoustically transparent. If I spin it round, you'll see the attention to detail as far as the CNC cutting from the MDF grill housing, and how that acoustically transparent mesh is brilliantly stretched to ensure that there's no misform or sort of pulling of the shape of the grill itself. And that's excellent to see. And the Wharfedale heritage kind of logo front and centre. Each of the magnets is also protected by a little bit of padding as well. With the grill off, we see the level and attention to detail from engineering that they've done with this compact speaker. Again, it's three-way. Now that's very, very unusual with a speaker at any price, let alone one of this relative affordability. Firstly, we see a 1-inch soft dome tweeter, a 5-inch dome mid-range, and a 6.5-inch traditional woven and pressed mid-bass driver. The three work really, really well together. It gets down to about 40 Hz roughly as far as its frequency response, which is excellent for a speaker of this compact size. But it's the combination of these three which means that the speaker has a really natural roll-off, and even when the volume might get a little bit of a little aggressive, or the complexity of the music you're listening to, the shared load across multiple drivers means it really doesn't give any hint of that additional load, despite the challenges that the recording might give you. The speakers themselves are about 90 dB efficient, plus or minus, and they're 6 ohms, so as far as easy to drive and getting the most out of it, it's pretty straightforward. They have a frequency response of, again, down to about 40 Hz to 20 kHz, and their recommended amplification ranges all the way down to 25 watts all the way up to 200. The nominal is probably about 80 as far as my recommendation, but again, a modest little amplifier with a little bit of current is easily going to deliver some excellent results with this speaker. It's worth mentioning they're 9 or 10 kilos each. Now, with the grill off, and please, as always, hang around for the close-up photographs. I'm going to show you all of these elements close up. But there's a tapering effect at the front, and that helps the disbursement of the sound in it, in the room I should say, and how the grill nestles in brilliantly too. Looking at it, as I tilt it forward, again we see that these speakers, they're large as far as others in the category of a compact bookshelf. But as far as a three-way bookshelf, this is very, very compact. It's relatively shallow, and it's not very wide either, all very tall, so it's excellent to see performance like this in a compact box. Looking at it from the side, obviously, we see the fit and finish that there's no hint of seam lines or folding or anything along those lines. They've really put an attention to detail with the quality of the finish. At the back, we see some of the heritage associated with some of the original Wharfedale logos and the Super Denton, along with the serial number. Above that, we see 2 long dual ports to manage the pressure inside the cabinet. Now, that's kind of important with something as compact as this, able to achieve that sort of 40 Hz mark. And then we've got traditional 5-way 2 binding posts. So they're not bi-wired or bi-amp. Nevertheless, the fit and finish on those binding posts is also excellent. So, there we have it. Wharfedale's Super Denton 3-way bookshelf speaker. Unboxed here at the Listening Post in Christchurch, New Zealand. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, subscribe to our channel.